Hello and welcome to the Big Reviewski with Chicago Town Pizza. My name is Eoghan, there's Rory, and if you're looking for the answer to one of life's most difficult questions, what should I watch next? Don't worry, you've come to the right place because myself and Rory are literally here to make your life easier. We've got the perfect answer to that question. And I know we've been giving away some delicious free pizza, but this week we're mixing things up and we actually have a €200 one for all voucher that you can use to buy anything you want, including lots of free pizza. Or if Rory behaves himself during today's show, maybe a wee present for him as well. It's just a wee suggestion. All you have to do is head over to JOE.ie to enter the competition and be in with a chance of winning that. Now, Rory, I know you're excited about that potential present, but just control yourself for now. Can you please tell us which Hollywood hunk do we have gracing us with their Hollywood presence today?
One of the hunkier hunks of recent times, I think there was a time when pretty much every woman and some men found him to be the hunkiest man in Hollywood, and it is Mr. Gerard Butler. We have the Irish exclusive interview with him for his new movie Copland, but that's way in the future. It's like 20 minutes from now, so you're gonna have to endure these two non-hunks for a little bit, and then we'll get to the hunk stuff.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm hoping he does do like a 15-minute uncut acoustic version of Galway Girl, like he did in PS I Love You as well. So I'm holding out for that. So we can look forward to that chat with Gerard Butler later on in the show. Now, though, first of all, I want you to grab your diary, please, and your big fat red marker and put a big circle around this date. It's Saturday, the 16th of October. I know it's a very special day, but it's not Rory's birthday. That was back in July. You missed it, you horrible person. How could you do that? But it's actually the announced date for DC FanDome, which is this huge virtual fan immersive experience. And for anybody who doesn't know what DC FanDome is, basically last year when the stupid pandemic hit and lots of fan events all over the world were cancelled, DC put their heads together and decided to create this online 24-hour event where they would announce brand new titles of movies, release new footage, show off concept art, announce really exciting cast. And so they have one coming up on the Saturday, the 16th of October. And I picked out a couple of things that I'm very excited about to see, including The Flash. We're hopefully going to get a trailer for that brand new film starring Ezra Miller, but it also stars Derry Girl, Saoirse Monica Jackson, in her very first feature film debut up on the big screen as well. We'll also have Peacemaker, the brand new series directed by James Gunn and starring John Cena, playing his same character from the very successful Suicide Squad. And the one I'm most excited about is The Rock starring as Black Adam as well, because it's all very mysterious about what's going on with that show or with that movie, but I can't wait for that. But Rory, you don't care about any of those things. You've picked out something that you're very excited about in particular.
I do, like, I care. I care a little bit. Like, there's other stuff I totally care about. Like, we're getting apparently maybe our first look at Aquaman, and I think it's called The Lost Kingdom. So that's Aquaman 2. Recently showed off his new slimline suit. It's all black and cool. So that's how you know it's like the future of comic book movies, because he's in all black. But yeah, no, you are right. Like, the last FanDome, we got the very first trailer for The Batman, back when we all thought The Batman was going to arrive in cinemas in 2021. Flash forward, pandemic. The film is now coming out March 2022. And we believe the next trailer, our proper good look at the trailer for The Batman, will arrive at FanDome. And recently on JOE.ie, we had an editorial about the first rough cut was screened to potential audiences in America. And the feedback was it is a 3-hour horror movie that had people screaming and passing out. Now, I know how people get at these early screenings where it's like it's everything. It's cured all my ailments, and it's helped me win the lottery, and it got me back with my ex-wife, and oh my God, thank God for this film. But a 3-hour horror movie version of The Batman is maybe like the ultimate exciting sentence for me. So yeah, I'm very excited for that.
Very much there for it. Well, The Rock does say in this DC teaser trailer, he's like, things will never be the same.
things will never be the same.
You see, and it's a little bit OTT and dramatic, but it is The Rock, and he never ever lies. So we'll take him at his word. So Saturday, the 16th of October, stay tuned. The DC fandom is coming back. Now it's time for the best of the big screen releases. And this first one, it's a horror. I know Rory has highlighted that I'm a massive wuss when it comes to horror movies anyway. And watching this one, even though it does have James Wan attached and Annabelle Wallis, which I'm excited about, because fans will know her from Peaky Blinder and him from his amazing kind of horror movie CV, including The Conjuring and Insidious and Saw as well. So there's really good caliber here. But yeah, Roy, I'm going to let you take this one because I'm going to go and hide behind the nearest sofa, basically.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Like, there's something about Malignant that definitely got my attention. The fact that the first trailer for it was only dropped, I think, about a month ago. The plot has been kept top secret for so long. All we really know is that Annabelle Wallis's character is having some violent visions of murders, and it turns out that these murders might actually be happening in real life. I'm going to go see it anyway because I'm a very big fan of James Wan's horror CV. Even his like less than good ones are still interesting. So I'm definitely going to go see it. Now, you're hearing me use the forward phrase, going to go see it. You're like, Rory, this is the big reviewski, not the big previewski. Why are you telling us about a film you haven't seen? Well, Warner Brothers didn't show it to any press ahead of release. They said they wanted to keep all the secrets and plot twists top secret for as long as possible. Apparently us journos are a bit of a gossip and we might give it away. So yeah, I haven't seen it, and I have a theory, a strong working theory as to a particular reason why they're keeping this one so top secret. I'm not going to give it away here, but next week's episode, I will have seen Malignant by then, and I will say whether I was right or not. I'll tell Owen what the actual theory is off camera, and then I can tell him, well, he's going to enjoy telling me I was probably wrong.
The thing that I'm most scared about in this one is the fact that it seems to be her imaginary friend, Gabriel, who's possibly committing these horrible crimes. And normally that wouldn't make me feel uneasy. That's fine. I didn't have any imaginary friends growing up. But my brother, Lorcan, had two, and they were called Billy and Johnny. And for years I've been slagging him about them. But I might take it all back now because I don't want to be murdered in my sleep by either of those guys. So Malignant coming out this weekend. We'll get Rory's full review next week. Now, the next one, Copshop. I know we've got Gerard Butler coming up on the show later on, but this looks like a brilliant B-movie blast. Please tell me, Rory, is it as much fun as it actually looks?
It's a lot of fun. If you can imagine Tarantino on like a lazy Sunday where he's just not very energetic, and he decides on that day, he's like, I'm a bit bored, so I think I might just remake Assault on Precinct 13. That is pretty much exactly what Copshop is. It's set almost entirely within one isolated police station. Frank Grillo plays a character who is purposefully arrested in order to get some safety from a hitman who's been sent to kill him. Alexis Louder is the tough police officer who arrests him and is smarter than anyone kind of is giving her credit for. And Gerard Butler is the hitman who's been sent to kill Grillo's character, and he too gets himself arrested just to get himself into the cop shop to finish off the job. But Alexis Louder is there, and we'll get in the middle of it. It's very energetic. It feels like one of those films that you put it on, and before you know it, it's kind of already over. It just zips by. It's got like a great central trio of performances. And it has Joe Carnahan, who people might know from recently. We actually talked about Boss Level, but previously it would have been like The Grey or Narc or The A-Team. And yeah, it's just, I know this sounds like an insult, but it feels like a B grade copy of a Tarantino movie. But I do in fact mean that as a compliment.
And I know you don't dish out many compliments, so that's high praise indeed. And per Gerard Butler, like he always gets a lot of stick from people in general, but some of his films are so dumb and so stupid, and they're just absolutely perfect for watching at the weekend when you just want to switch off after your Monday to Friday as well. So no, I can't wait to see him ham it up in Copshop as well. And there's one other big release that we're talking about this week, which is Herself, which is not just one of the best Irish films that's been released in recent years, but one of the best films. Again, delayed because of the pandemic and things like that. And you can go and check out our interview with the star and writer of the film, Claire Dunn. You're going to see her on your small screen very soon as well. She's one of the stars of Kin, the brand new gangland drama. But I know myself, I absolutely love this film Herself. And Rory, I know you're a big fan of it as well.
Yeah, like you, I think I saw it maybe almost exactly a year ago at this point, when it was meant to come out the first time. Yeah, like it tackles the Irish housing crisis in a way that it somehow manages to be entertaining and funny. That's not to say that it doesn't have its heavy moments, because it definitely does. But there was, what was that recent one? Rosie, with Mo Dunford and Sarah Clark. I can't remember. But one that was
Green.
also Sarah Green. Thank you. That was also to do with the housing crisis, and that was a very good film, but it was tough. Whereas this one actually feels like it's not a rough watch. Like, you will actually enjoy watching it. It's directed by the same lady, maddeningly, as who did Mamma Mia, the first Mamma Mia movie. So it's interesting, and it's got a great supporting cast. But Claire, it is kind of all about Claire Dunn, and she does give a spectacular performance in this. Yeah, one of the better, I think, Irish movies we've had in the last couple of years.
Definitely something there for everyone. If you love the housing crisis, horror movies, or hold up cops and bad guys, then that's you sorted for the cinema this weekend. Now, speaking of a future release, Rory,
Mm,
I know you're so excited about this particular one because we were like, oh, there are some other trailers
yeah,
released this week. We could look at this or we could look at that, and you were like, no,
no,
no. There's only one choice
yep.
for this week's favorite trailer of the week. What is it?
Yeah, like we could have done Belfast, which definitely has a strong Irish connection. We could have done Red Notice, the biggest Netflix movie of all time. We could have done The Wheel of Time, which Amazon are priming to be their big pre Lord of the Rings takeover from Game of Thrones. Like, there's so much. And I literally just just knocked everything off the table. I was like, no, 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 no. Moonfall or nothing. Moonfall or I walk off the show. But I'd already got the microphones and stuff in, so I couldn't walk off. So we had to do Moonfall. But you really didn't put up much of an argument, because Moonfall, Roland Emmerich, has destroyed the world a number of times now. Independence Day, Stargate, kind of, The Day After Tomorrow, 2012, Independence Day 2, and it's probably more in there that I'm forgetting. He just seems someone who just enjoys Godzilla, kind of. Who just enjoys like smashing stuff. And in Moonfall, initially, you watch the trailer, and you're like, oh, well, it's in the title. The moon's falling. It's bad news. Stuff. It's gonna explode. Emmerich's gonna make it look good on a big IMAX screen. Can't wait. Got a cool cast: Halle Berry, Patrick Wilson, that guy from Game of Thrones, who people say I look a bit like, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. Yeah, so there's famous people. Michael Pena, he's in there. We love him. But there's a bit in the trailer where I felt my jaw go slack. Because, and you probably know exactly the moment I'm talking about, where you realize it's not just about the moon falling. It seems as if the moon is a spaceship run by evil aliens.
Listen, you had me sold at the moon is a spaceship run by evil aliens. I also love Roland Emmerich as well because whenever he does make a disaster movie, it's like he wants to go layered on it. It's like, yes, it's a disaster movie in that film genre, but also I've made a complete disaster out of this movie as well. And this looks like yet another amazingly bad but amazingly hilarious film from that director. So Moonfall, we're all in.
Yeah, February 2022. Looks bonkers. Can't wait. Will probably be in the front row of IMAX every single day when it's in the cinema.
We choose to go to the moon and do the other thing. Not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
I kind of wish we could watch Moonfall right now, but I know we have to wait until next year. But what's going to keep us tied over until then? What have we got on the small screen this week?
Well, the very first one is one that won't tide you over at all. It's American Horror Stories, not to be confused with American Horror Story, singular. The difference here is that American Horror Story was one story told across a season, whereas American Horror Stories, every episode is its own standalone episode, so they're not actually connected at all. But they are from the same folk who gave us American Horror Story. I hate saying that sentence now. But yeah, if you liked that show, chances are you'll like this one. If you didn't, then you won't. All episodes will be on Disney Plus this weekend. So if you're looking for a very early Halloween scare, this could be one for you.
Lovely stuff. I see what they did there with the story and the stories, making it about a story and then stories. Ingenious. Very, very smart. Now, this next home release, I love the look of it. I love Mary Elizabeth Winstead. It's great to see her in an all-action role because I know she was in like Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey previously. But she just changes the type of film and the type of show that she does all the time, and she just seems to be carrying everything off. Plus, it feels like it has elements of a wee bit of John Wick in there and Fast and Furious. So this is a brand new film coming to Netflix. It's Kate.
Yeah, so I'm going to ask you a question, Owen. I'm going to give you the plot synopsis, and you're going to tell me if you've heard this before. A world-class assassin discovers that they've been poisoned and have maybe 24 hours to live. So they want to spend that time not catching up with loved ones or ticking items off their bucket list, but instead going on a rampage of revenge against the people who are responsible for their death.
Yeah, I actually watched this recently and absolutely loved it. It's Paw Patrol, the movie.
Yes, exactly. And as you know, and all of our listeners and viewers know, Paw Patrol was then remade into Crank, starring Jason Statham. And this is essentially Crank if Mary Elizabeth Winstead was the Jason Statham character. Now, here's the thing. I remember at the time thinking, wow, Crank's the kind of film that critics would absolutely hate because it's so gnarly and cool and out there, and these guys, they don't care, and everyone's just having fun, and it's just OTT, and it's in bad taste, and blah, 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 blah. And I went back and looked at the reviews, and it was actually reviewed pretty well. So then when I checked out the reviews for this one, and it's reviewed horrendously, this actually might be one to avoid. Now, there's a chance it could be just so bad it's good, or it's just turn brain off territory, because you and I, we've a lot of love for those, like, what was that one? Was it From Paris with Love? You know, terrible action movies that, yeah, we know they're bad, but they're fun bad. So this could be fun bad, or it could just be bad bad.
From Paris with Love, for anybody who hasn't seen it, it's not my pick for Pizza in a movie, but it is one of the singly greatest films of all time. Well, how about this for next week then? If you go off and watch Malignant, once it's released in cinemas, I'll watch Kate from the comfort of my lovely cozy sofa, and I'll let you know what I think of that next week. Now, our final home release, this feels like it was came out a long, long time ago, but an all-star cast and a really excellent film. This is Bombshell is finally getting a home release.
Yeah, so it came out in cinemas in 2019, and then it was given like a PVOD release, I think 2020. But it is available for streaming now as of this weekend. It's on now if you have that at home. It's Margot Robbie, Charlize Theron, Nicole Kidman, John Lithgow, Kate McKinnon. The cast is just like out of control, brilliant. It looks into the sexual harassment claims in Fox in the, I think, was it early noughties, mid noughties around then. Brilliantly written and directed. Just again, that cast is it's just so good, and everyone in it is really, really good. I think most of them either got an Oscar or a Golden Globe nomination for lead or supporting actress. It is an uncomfortable watch at times, but it also has that kind of The Big Short voice, like smartly well made sort of biopics. It's definitely along that vibe. So if you're looking for something that will activate your brain a bit more this weekend, then Bombshell is the one.
And if you heard Rory mention Charlize Theron there, you have to believe him. She actually is in this film, but she's just completely unrecognizable as one of the Fox News anchors as well, because what they did in terms of her prosthetics and her makeup in it is phenomenal. But her going head to head with Nicole Kidman and Margot Robbie is just just makes for an excellent film. So those are your home releases this week, and each week for Pizza in a Movie. This is when myself and Rory make our own weekly recommendations, what we think you should sit down with Chicago Town Pizza, make yourself comfortable, and watch one of these two movies, or both of them if you want. But basically, we're looking for your love and your adulation. It's everybody's favorite part of the show, except for Rory's, because you've pretty much been losing week after week after week after week after week.
Yep.
It's as simple as that. It's like that bit from The Simpsons when they're like, "Stop, he's already dead."
Stop! He's already dead.
Now, normally I don't wallow in victory, but I'm just making the most of this, obviously. So last week, I picked Old School, and which one did you pick again?
Oh God, which one of my losers did I pick last week? It was 28 Weeks Later last week, I think. Yeah.
That's the one. And can we get a drum roll, please? Hopefully we've got a drum roll there. But the winner with a whopping 73% compared to 27% was, of course, Old School. It was just released on Netflix as well. I watched it again over the weekend. It is very, very funny. So congratulations to everybody who made the right choice. But this week, Rory, what film are you picking for Pizza and a Movie?
Yeah, so I'm hoping this week will be, I've picked something that I think, it's not cheating like you cheat every week where you're just like, oh, I'm just going to pick the lowest common denominator and everyone's going to pick my one. So I'm hoping it's a combination of someone that everyone loves and a film that everyone either should love or should have seen by now. It's 1996's The Truman Show, which has just been added to Netflix this week. So it's Jim Carrey in, I think, the first role where everyone was like, wait a second, he can act. And it's also massively prescient for the world of reality TV that we live in now. But it is also very funny and very poignant and very intelligent within a mate. Like Laura Linney in this is just, like she should have won everything for her role in this. It's truly just one of those, everyone knows it's brilliant, but it still is somehow massively underappreciated. So yeah, The Truman Show.
It's excellent, and that's definitely you cheating this week, because people are going to absolutely love that film. I think that was the first film I saw with Laura Linney in it as well, and she's just excellent playing Truman's wife. So the movie that I've picked for Pizza and a Movie, it was released about 15 years ago. It's got amazing tunes in it. It's got award-winning performances from its two leads, Joaquin Phoenix and Reese Witherspoon. It is, of course, all about the Man in Black. It is Walk the Line, and it's released on Disney Plus on Friday the 10th of September. And this was around the time we were getting a few musical biopics / biopics, because I think Ray had been released the year before, so there's a lot of love for these types of films. And part of me loves this film. The other part of me thinks, do I just love this film because I love Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story as well, which was a perfect parody of that type of film. But brilliant performances from Joaquin Phoenix, but especially Reese Witherspoon as his long-suffering partner, June Carter, as well. So my choice for Pizza in a Movie this week is Walk the Line. Fan of that one?
Yeah, didn't she win the Best Actress Oscar? She won Best Oscar. Her Oscar is better than everyone else's, but I think she won Best Actress as well.
She did. She won the Best Actress Oscar, and they gave her the greatest Oscar of all time as well, which was nice of them for her performance. So that pretty much wraps us up for this week. Don't forget, you can head over to JOE.ie to enter our competition to win that €200 one for all voucher. With thanks to Chicago Town Pizza. You're about to hear from Gerard Butler and his co-star, who feels like she's going to be a bit of a rising star as well, Alexi Louder, for their brand new film Copshop. And on next week's show, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new series, Why the Last Man. But, Rory, what did you get chatting to Gerard and Alexi about in your incredible interview, which is, the full thing is up on JOE.ie YouTube as well.
Yeah, so the clip you're going to hear is Gerard and Alexis talking about an odd injury that Jerry, I can call him Jerry now because we're friends, got on the set of Copshop, and it somehow worms its way around to talking about butt pads. But I'm not going to explain how we got there. I'm going to let Jerry and Alexis, they'll explain it for me.
I still have shoulder problems from that. It's a mixture. It's actually a very good question, because a lot of the time when you are performing, and perhaps you're trying to get an energy inside, you give one take where you go way over the top, and then you pull it right back in. So you still have that energy inside, but it's not too much to watch. Mm-hmm. So sometimes having to be contained is a really useful lesson, and it can be powerful. And actually, because most of my movies, I'm exerting myself in a huge way. Like right now, I'm filming right now, and it's a survival movie, and it's a lot. So for me, it was kind of awesome to just get to sit in my ass for a couple of weeks and have to create, and get creative from there. But at the same time, there were moments where I'm like, I'm still in these bloody handcuffs.
Don't forget to tell about the butt pads.
But did I have butt pads? I think
we had I needed like a foam thing to sit on for my bits, because we're sitting on concrete. But I mean, when you have scenes like that where you're stuck sitting down, the energy on the inside is, I want to be standing up. I don't want to be confined to this, and I think that's what brings the energy into what we're saying and what we're trying to get from each other.
Yeah, I don't know. I think for my character, it was like, I'm cool here until I don't have to be here anymore. Okay, I'm just biding my time, waiting for the opportunity to kill.
That's right.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
All right.
Oh, there goes the shoulder. See, I did a twinge in my shoulder.
I was wondering how long that was going to last.
Longer than any of us expected, I think. So congratulations, even with the shoulder pain.
That's right.